we've placed an insert of the PSP Nitro doing a phaser. We've changed it, slowed it down, so that the actual reverb and the EQ processing we've already done is going to go through this. Now, we're not using 100% signal on this, just because it would be too much. We're doing a little bit of mix here. It's about 3/4. So what's happening is first it's going through the EQ, and we'll hear that with the reverb on it. Now, these are very unique reverb settings in that we're pre-delaying it enough, 87 milliseconds, to create a delay that's somewhat in time with the music, and so that the effect doesn't happen immediately. So there's a lot of movement to this effect, and that's the whole idea, is to create some movement with it. Then we're actually rolling off the low frequencies of the reverb itself, not just the original signal, but also the reverb, and we're rolling off low mid frequencies. And we're also doing quite a lot of boost on the higher mid frequencies and the high frequencies. On top of that, we're using a fairly long time, 6.91 seconds. That's quite long. Might shorten it. And a fairly large room size. Cutting down on the absorption so that it doesn't deaden too quickly. The diffusion is turned up all the way, which is going to allow it the decays to continue on with some density. Now let's have a listen to that. Now we're just going to hear the two stages, the initial EQ and the reverb. Okay, that's very cool, very 3D, a lot of depth. Now listen when I start it and stop the track quickly so you can just hear the trail of the reverb. I want you to hear the 3D depth, and if you're not listening in stereo, you're missing a lot. If you've got headphones, put them on. Now, what we've created here is a very glassy, textural reverb that's very three-dimensional. So since this is the beginning of the tune, and actually this part happens on the beginning of every verse, we're creating a hook. Now, traditionally, hooks were created with songwriting, which this is, but the effect processing and the production now is part of the songwriting.